in 2020, I needed to escape somewhere. And I did that with these doodle diaries that I kept. I did a total of 6 between 2020 and 2021. And this one I'm flipping through right now. I drew these shapes and I was just drawing them just to kind of get into a zone. And another one that the notes are at the bottom there. When we returned, we were up in the mountains at our house, and we call it the cabin, but back home we had 4 hens from the county, and they had begun laying eggs. And I did this drawing too, this auto drawing, and I believe I was connecting or understanding that the hens were laying eggs. And here is another very large sketchbook I kept as a doodle diary for automatic drawings. I was using ink brushes and ink wash. And at some point, I decided I wanted to work with charcoal. And the dates, or you can see the dates on the book. I had some charcoal and I began using them on August 14th, 2021. And I'm getting to it here. We'll wait till I get there. And that date, August 14th, 2021, I looked it up, was the first sighting of the Caldor fire, which was a huge forest fire up in our area where our cabin was, that we almost lost everything up there. And I just find it very fascinating that I wanted to work with charcoal at that point. And sorry, it's taken a while to get to this page. Here it is. This is the first drawings I did with charcoal. This fiery guy and this fiery Batman profile. I was just drawing and it kind of became Batman. I was not trying to draw these things. These came out of it. And I continued to work with charcoal. And as the fire grew, I didn't know about the fire at this point, but as the fire grew, I was aware of it and I continued working with the charcoal. And at that point, it was kind of in my subconscious, I think. This looks like the mountains over the outlook that we can see from our cabin balcony. So that was fully in my mind at that point. And it was very, very worrying to watch it encroach further and further and progress. Here was a piece I did. I wasn't sure if that had any meaning, but I liked how that came out. But I wasn't sure how. I don't know where I lost my train of thought there. But this one was definitely inspired by the fire, as you can see the trees and stuff like that. And finally, just tonight while flipping through this, I made a connection. We laid to rest my older sister today, who died from a long battle with cancer. She had cervical cancer and it went into remission, but she had another aggressive turbo cancer almost that finally got her. And there was a drawing in here. This one here, when I did it, I started with the circles and then I put the shading in, then I put the torso. And I wonder, it kind of gives me chills. This is 2021. I would like to know when she was diagnosed or at what point she was in her battle with the cancer. And finally, I want to share this one. This was a huge connection for me back in the mid 80s when I was in high school. I had an art class. I took art classes in this one. We had a project where we had to design a poster for a new television series. And I went home and mine was Warriors of a Lost Time. So I could draw these comic book looking characters from all different epochs or eras. And what is fascinating about this to me is in 2004, I discovered a board game, HeroScape, and it was a big part of my life. It still is. They've reintroduced it just this year. So this game has been with me for 20 years. I played with my friend almost every weekend from 2005-ish up until 2012 when he passed away from cancer. And these characters, this woman here, she resembles or predates or sort of prophesizes to me the Warriors of Ashra, who are a group of common squad you can draft in the game. And this gray soldier here, he looks very much like the Microcorp agents who are in the game, another common squad. Common meaning you can draft as many as you have drafting points for. And this cowboy, there is a cowboy in the game named Deadeye Dan who is a sharpshooter. And there are samurai in Heroescape as well. There are also World War II soldiers, the airborne elite, as well as a unique hero, Sergeant Drake Alexander. And finally, this tall barbarian who's obviously much larger, but there's also a giant hero in the game, Jotun. And you'll note they are in a castle or some type of brickwork structure. And in Heroescape, there was a castle expansion. It was the fortress of the Arch-Curie. And in Heroescape, these warriors, they're summoned to Valhalla, this dimension where these generals are warring with each other. And they've summoned these heroes from different times, different time periods and worlds. There are aliens and reptilian creatures. So this Warriors of a Lost Time, it's eerie to me that I drew this in the 80s, and then fast forward to 2004, and here we get a game of Heroescape where the premise is very similar to what I drew. So where I'm going with all of this is I do believe things are connected, and I'm trying to find some kind of guide or something. And when I heard about the Synchro Mystics Handbook, I thought maybe it was synchronicity I'm experiencing. I'm not sure if I am. I think maybe more it might be a shamanistic type of vibe I'm getting from drawing and doodling, and if not predicting, just connecting over time and connecting with various aspects of life and anticipating events and things like that.